Welcome to our channel, where today we turn our attention to one of the most fascinating pieces of numismatic history, the 1983 P-Quarter Dollar, a coin that has gained a remarkable reputation for its extraordinary mistakes, errors that have propelled its value to an astonishing $450 million. Now, you might wonder what makes a single coin worth such an astronomical sum, especially when considering that it is not encased in some kind of precious metal or adorned with rare gemstones but is instead simply a quarter. To understand this phenomenon, we must delve deep into the world of coin collecting, specifically focusing on the errors and misprints that can occur during the minting process, transforming ordinary currency into extraordinary collectibles with values that reach mind-boggling heights. The 1983 P-Quarter Dollar is a prime example of how something that might have been dismissed as just another piece of change can become a treasure trove of potential profit for collectors. The year 1983 was particularly notable for the United States Mint, as it was a time when coins were being produced in high volumes to accommodate the economic needs of the nation, but with that demand comes the risk of manufacturing errors, and it was in this environment that the 1983 P-Quarter would be created. Now, let's talk about the specific errors that have made this coin so valuable, starting with one of the most well-known issues, the thin die error. This occurs when the dies used to strike the coins become worn or improperly machined, leading to inconsistencies in the final product. In the case of the 1983 P-Quarter, some of these coins were struck with a die that was significantly thinner than standard, resulting in a unique appearance that makes these quarters instantly recognizable to avid collectors. These quarters exhibit features such as a lighter weight and less defined details, which only add to their allure. But that's not all. Another fascinating error associated with this coin is their double die obverse. This means that the coin's design was inadvertently stamped multiple times, creating a blurred or doubled image. With the 1983 P-Quarter, the presence of the double die on George Washington's portrait is a spectacular fluke that enhances its charm and marketability. Collectors are always on the lookout for such imperfections because they not only signify a unique piece of history but can also command thousands to hundreds of thousands, depending on their condition and the degree of the doubling. In fact, some catalogued specimens of the 1983 P-Quarter have been sold for amounts that would boggle the mind of average coin holders. When errors like these happen, they become fodder for speculation, excitement, and the thrill of the chase among numismatists. Furthermore, the 1983 year itself was an important one for the U.S. Mint. It was a time when the introduction of new minting techniques and changes to coin compositions were being tested. This period saw the transition from traditional metals to a composition of copper and nickel, and it's amidst these changes that the 1983 P-Quarter took shape. The unique blend of metals created a distinctive appearance that, while intentional, coupled with the production errors, contributed to the rarity of the coins that boasted that specific year and mint mark. As more and more of these improperly minted quarters were discovered and reported, the excitement in the coin collecting community grew, leading to bidding wars at auctions and an overall surge in prices. Moreover, the story of the 1983 P-Quarter is also accentuated in the context of media coverage and documentation surrounding coin collecting. News articles, online forums, and social media groups have created an ecosystem of information sharing, which has helped in identifying valuable coins, thus driving their prices up. The more awareness there is about these errors, the more people want to own a piece of the story. The rarity of the coins combined with their fascinating backstory creates a perfect storm for value creation in the marketplace. It's not just about the physical coin itself but the narrative behind it that has captured the imaginations of collectors worldwide. As collectors seek to build their ideal collections, the demand for coins that stood out due to production mishaps like the 1983 P-Quarter continues to fuel interest and desirability. Coin collectors place significant value on the provenance and condition of the quarters, leading to an even broader market where the top-tier coins can see prices skyrocket. Coins graded by respected agencies such as the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation that receive higher grades, such as mint state or proof conditions, can demand prices significantly higher than average condition coins. Supply and demand play a critical role in establishing the market value of collector coins. When you consider that many of the 1983 P quarters were released into circulation, a significant number likely experienced wear and tear, making pristine examples extremely rare. The less of an item available means the greater the value it can achieve. Thus, a well-preserved or graded 1983 P quarter can be the crown jewel of a collection and a worthy investment for those in the numismatic world. Additionally, as time goes on, the likelihood of discovering additional examples of key-era coins decreases, which continually increases their scarcity and monetary potential. Investors in rare coins often treat their collections similarly to stocks or bonds, banking on future appreciation. This brings us to the speculative nature of the coin market. The idea that a simple quarter, one you could easily overlook, could be the centerpiece of a multi-million-dollar collection adds fascination to the pursuit of collecting such pieces. Coins like the 1983 P quarter serve as a lesson in the unexpected value that can emerge from things we encounter in our daily lives. You never know when you might find a hidden treasure lying in a bowl of spare change or hidden in a drawer, compelling many to dig into their pocket change with newfound zeal. Enthusiasts and experts will advise on how to look for key indicators of valuable coins, particularly those minted during notorious periods known for errors and mistaking their production systems. Color patterns, weight, lettering clarity, and other features become crucial checkpoints in determining rarity and value. As collectors share their findings and knowledge through platforms like YouTube, Facebook groups, and dedicated websites, more information circulates, creating a vibrant community that thrives on discovery and the opportunity for profit. The phenomena surrounding era coins like the 1983 P quarter also extend beyond just the realm of personal collecting. They have become fascinating topics for museum exhibitions, educational programs, and documentaries that aim to shed light on the cultural relevance of coins and their impacts on society. They remind us that coins are not merely currency but also artifacts that tell stories of time, history, and human interactions on both personal and economic levels. The story continues as we explore how the appreciation of coin collecting has evolved into a modern thrill for many. As we prioritize understanding their historical context and embrace the intricacies of these misprints, we find ourselves becoming part of a larger narrative that speaks to the relationship between people and the objects they create and use. The allure of the 1983 P quarter has not only contributed to its staggering valuation within niche markets but has also stoked the fires of interest in similar items, ensuring that future generations of collectors will seek out and uncover the errors of their time, much like those players did with the 1983 P quarter dollar. Each quarter unearthed or found brings with it the potential of value that goes far beyond its face value. Imagine the thrill of finding that single 1983 P quarter hiding away in an old coin jar or wedged within the couch cushions. The feeling would be exhilarating. As we draw attention to this remarkable piece of currency, we invite you to engage further, listen to stories, share your own encounters with collectible coins, and consider the broader reflections on value, history, and community that rise from a simple quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, there's something truly magical about the possibilities that await within the world of numismatics, and who knows, you could be one of the lucky ones to stumble across a key player in this grand narrative of errors, mistakes, and monumental worth, just as the 1983 P quarter has proven to be. Next, let's dive into the captivating story behind the 1980 P quarter dollar, a coin that has skyrocketed in value to an astonishing $545 million due to its exceptional errors and unexpected mistakes during the minting process. It may come as a surprise that a standard quarter, a denomination often taken for granted, has the potential to reach such a monumental worth, but this particular coin serves as a powerful testament to how the intricacies of coin production can create high-value collectibles. To fully appreciate the value of the 1980 P quarter, we need to explore the specific errors that occurred during its minting, each mistake layering complexity onto the coin's story and allure. The year 1980 was marked by a significant economic situation in the United States, characterized by high inflation and transitional changes within the coin manufacturing processes at the U.S. Mint. Consequently, the machinery used during this time was not without its flaws, and these malfunctions led to a small number of quarter dollars emerging from the Philadelphia Mint with notable issues. One of the primary errors connected with the 1980 P-quarter dollar is their double die effect, which occurs when a die used to strike coins is misaligned, resulting in the design being stamped multiple times. In the case of the 1980 P-quarter, this resulted in a doubled image of George Washington and the lettering around the coin's rim, creating a unique and collectible piece. This era is particularly appealing to numismatists, as it represents a rare instance of a manufacturing flaw that transforms an everyday coin into a sought-after collector's item. Coins that exhibit this type of doubling often generate excitement among enthusiasts, and thus they are highly coveted in the marketplace, driving prices to extravagant heights. When we consider that there could be variations in the degree of doubling, ranging from slight to pronounced, it becomes evident that collectors are continuously on the lookout for the best specimens of this particular era, ready to pay top dollar for outstanding pieces. Alongside the double die era, another fascinating aspect of the 1980 P-quarter dollar involves the misaligned die strikes. This phenomenon occurs when the coin is struck with a die that is not properly aligned, often resulting in pieces where the design appears off-center. This can lead to a dramatic aesthetic anomaly that grabs the attention of collectors. Just like the double die, these misaligned die errors add an extra layer of rarity and intrigue, helping to explain why the 1980 P-quarter, though originally intended to be just another entry in a long line of quarters, has achieved unprecedented financial value. Furthermore, there are additional features of the 1980 P-quarter that also contribute to its exalted status. For instance, some coins were struck using worn-out dies, leading to indistinct features and a lack of clarity in the design elements. Such imperfections may not seem desirable at first glance, but they become key attributes that amplify the value of these coins in the eyes of serious collectors. The collecting community often appreciates coins that have an unusual story or physical characteristics, and their wear from floored dies can elevate the coin from a common quarter to a significant collectible, particularly if it has been preserved in excellent condition despite its imperfections. The fascination with era coins like the 1980 P-quarter also ties into the broader narrative of coin collecting, where individuals often seek not only to acquire beautiful specimens but also to uncover the stories and histories behind each piece. The idea that a tangible object could tell a story of manufacturing oversight speaks deeply to the romantic appeal of numismatics. In addition, the rarity of the misprint coins further accentuates their investment potential. As time passes, the chances of finding additional examples in circulation diminish, ensuring that those already in collectors' hands become progressively scarcer and, therefore, more valuable. The concept of scarcity is pivotal in the world of collectibles. The fewer items available, the more essential they become to collectors and investors alike. For many who have the ability to acquire these era coins, they serve as investments that can appreciate significantly over time, comparable to stocks or other forms of property. Indeed, the allure of era coins is not limited to the coins themselves. The very notion that you could discover a simple quarter, overlooked in your change jar or pocket, which could be part of this esteemed and valuable group, plays into the excitement that the hobby offers. Collectors take pride in their ability to identify rare pieces and often engage in spirited discussions about the nuances of different era types, auction prices, and specific market trends associated with various coins, including the revered 1980 P-quarter dollar. To build a collection of coins like the 1980 P is to engage with an intricate web of history, economics, and the sheer joy of collecting. Moreover, it's essential to highlight the role of grading services in the valuation process. Entities like the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation provide critical validation to the collected coins, assigning grades that reflect their condition and scarcity. High-grade examples of the 1980 P-quarter can fetch astronomical prices, as collectors are willing to pay premium amounts for coins that are considered to be in pristine condition. This reinforces the need for collecting communities to prioritize knowledge and authenticity, ensuring they have the expertise to discern genuine rarity from mediocrity. In today's digital age, the spread of knowledge has also facilitated the growth of coin collecting, making resources readily available for potential enthusiasts. Online forums, social media, and YouTube channels dedicated to numismatics have democratized access to information, allowing both novice collectors and seasoned professionals to share insights about rarities like the 1980 P-Quarter Dollar. This exchange of knowledge fosters a vibrant and engaged community, further driving demand and interest in collectible era coins and in turn raising their market value. The thrilling landscape of rare coin collecting, with its peak interest items, numbers, and pricing history, paints a colorful picture that attracts new collectors to their hobby and encourages seasoned enthusiasts to continue their pursuit of rare and valuable coins like the 1980 P. With each passing year, the story of the 1980 P-Quarter continues to evolve, gaining traction and legend status within the numismatic community. The ongoing interest in era coins and their associated stories generates an air of intrigue and excitement that permeates discussions, forums, and collecting conventions. As various pieces resurface in the market or get discovered in significant numbers, the impact of this coin's legacy only amplifies. Collectors sometimes revel in the irony that a simple mistake, whether it be a die misalignment or slight doubling, can lead to financial windfalls that may redefine the boundaries of known value. With the existence of additional errors on specific specimens adding further layers of complexity, it's clear that each individual 1980 P-Quarter can possess its own unique character, telling a story shaped not only through its design but through the quirks of its production history. For both seasoned collectors and enthusiastic newcomers, the allure of this particular quarter dollar and its astonishing valuation represents more than just an investment opportunity. It is a glimpse into the historical realm of currency, the joys of collecting, and the opportunity to engage with a community that values both the story and the tangible connection to the past. In the end, the remarkable journey of the 1980 P-Quarter Dollar is one that embodies the unpredictable nature of era coins, constantly inviting us to explore the interplay between chance, rarity, and financial aspiration. Each time collectors encounter this extraordinary piece of currency, whether as part of a collection or during a casual search for hidden treasures, they are reminded of the rich tapestry of history that surrounds it and the sheer excitement that comes with seeking out the unexpected, leftover fragments of a manufacturing process that, much like the coin itself, can usher forth new stories, treasures, and possibilities awaiting their discovery. As we have uncovered the multidimensional facets of the 1980 P-Quarter Dollar, we can recognize its ability to transcend its original purpose as mere currency, evolving into an iconic artifact that captures the imagination and fuels the passion of collectors. This quarter stands as a testament not only to the dramatic nature of unintended consequences but also to the endless enchantment within the realm of coin collecting, reminding us that fortunes can often emerge from the most humble of beginnings, and that every coin, regardless of its initial value, can hold a story just waiting to be told and a potential that could far exceed any expectations. Next, we turn our attention to the 1989 P-Quarter Dollar, a seemingly ordinary piece of currency that has gained extraordinary value, now commanding an astonishing price tag of $524 million due to a series of manufacturing errors and mistakes which have intrigued collectors and numismatists alike. This remarkable valuation might initially seem unbelievable, as one might wonder how a quarter dollar could ever reach such heights, but as we delve into the specifics of how errors in the minting process can dramatically affect a coin's worth, it becomes clear that this particular quarter is for more than just an everyday piece of change. The 1989 P-Quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and during that time, there were unprecedented changes in the methods and technologies used to produce coins, which inadvertently opened the door for potential errors. Among the most notable mistakes associated with this coin is their double die phenomenon, wherein a coin's design appears as if it has been struck multiple times, leading to a blurred or double impression of the features. In the case of the 1989 P-Quarter, this resulted in pronounced doubling on both the obverse and reverse sides, with George Washington's portrait and the lettering around the rim showing notable signs of this anomaly. Collectors are particularly drawn to this error type as it signifies a piece that is not just a generic quarter but rather a unique example of the rare errors that can emerge from the minting process, causing its value to soar into the millions. The conditions that led to the occurrence of the double die error on some of the 1989 P-Quarters involved the die alignment during the striking process, when the dies were not perfectly aligned with the planchette, resulting in the captivating and irregular appearances that make these coins so desirable to serious collectors. A significant aspect of the 1989 P-quarter dollars allure also lies in the various conditions under which the eras occurred, and it is noteworthy that some of these coins came through the minting process with remarkably distinct characteristics, leading to a variety of eras that further contributed to their collectability. One such example is the striking of some coins with a worn or defective die, leading to uneven surfaces and detail loss, which, interestingly enough, collectors often find desirable. The presence of these imperfections creates a story behind the coin that appeals to numismatists who appreciate the quirks and history entwined within coins. The importance of preservation cannot be overstated. Coins that have retained their beauty despite imperfections are often worth more, as their condition adds another layer of rarity to what might already be considered a valuable piece. This interplay of edges, surfaces, and designs enhances the allure of the 1989 P-quarter, making it a magnificent example of how a misfit piece can transform into a treasure within a collector's portfolio. The concept of rarity plays an instrumental role in the pricing landscape of coins like the 1989 P-quarter as well. As these coins make their way into the marketplace, the demand often far exceeds the supply of known examples, and this scarcity drives enhanced interest and investment potential, leading to astronomical prices. The rarity is compounded by the fact that minimal examples of the 1989 P-quarter dollar with these specific eras were discovered in circulation, making them gems in the eyes of collectors. When a collector obtains one of these quarters, they aren't just acquiring a piece of currency, they are investing in a piece of history that embodies the fascinating relationship between humanity and the artifacts we create, culminating in a narrative that drives the excitement for numismatics. The story doesn't end with just the double-die era surrounding the 1989 P-quarter. There are numerous other eras that have surfaced over time, including features such as the broad-struck era. This occurs when the coin is struck outside the confines of the retaining collar, resulting in a quarter that's wider than its intended size and often displaying a strikingly different edge pattern. Coins that have this broad-struck era are considerably rarer and therefore command higher prices at auctions. The unintentional width of these quarters sets them apart from conventional quarters, raising their appeal due to the unusual characteristics that every collector is anxious to acquire. The numismatic community thrives on these discoveries, with enthusiasts creating discussions and exciting bidding wars focused specifically on these unique era coins, demonstrating the strong demand and interest in 1989 P-quarter dollars that contain these fascinating defects. Beyond the eras, the 1989 P-quarter benefits from the inherent appeal of its design as well. The quarter features the iconic image of George Washington, an American symbol in itself, which adds to the collectability of the piece. Coupled with its unique minting year, the quarter encapsulates a moment in time that resonates with historical significance, appealing to both coin collectors and history buffs alike. This particular timing of its minting during the late 1980s, a period characterized by economic transformation, social change, and global events, makes collectors salivate at the idea of owning a piece that carries such a substantial backdrop to its creation. Furthermore, the world of social media and online auctions has transformed how collectors can engage with items like the 1989 P-quarter, facilitating swift communication and access to knowledge regarding eras, values, and trends. As more enthusiasts gather scattered information across platforms, they create a hive of activity that spotlights specific coins, leading to viral trends that further solidify the value of coins like the 1989 P-quarter dollar. Serious collectors often find themselves empowered by this democratization of knowledge, enabling them to make informed decisions and meticulously curate their collections. Institutions such as the American Numismatic Association or various coin shows serve as cultural hubs for numismatic enthusiasts, encouraging both learning and networking opportunities, as collectors get to share their finds, insights, and opinions on market trends. Events that feature discussions centered around era coins captivate audiences, creating fervor, as attendees collectively share the thrill of uncovering valuable pieces like the 1989 P-quarter, which has been an irreplaceable key player in the world of coins. The value of the 1989 P-quarter dollar is not simply rooted in its individual eras but is amplified through the broader cultural significance and engagement they inspire within the collecting world. This coin has become synonymous with discovery and excitement, sparking a treasure hunt mentality that many collectors possess as they delve into their everyday change, persistently searching for that one era coin that could redefine their financial standing. Investing in era coins such as the 1989 P quarter is seen as embarking upon a journey filled with potential, leading to rewards that can be financially life-changing. The financial aspirations tied to these coins have given rise to a thriving marketplace driven not only by the pursuit of individual coins but also by the aspiration for greater knowledge and community connection fostered through shared experiences at conventions, workshops, and online platforms. As the marketplace evolves and collectors find themselves forging bonds over the mutual pursuit of errors, the allure of the 1989 P quarter serves as a reminder of how far-reaching and unpredictable the world of coin collecting can be. Each time a person discovers a unique feature on a coin, it sparks joy and the potential for unfathomable value. Thus, every minted 1989 P quarter dollar holds within it the possibility of turning an ordinary experience into extraordinary financial gain. The thrill of the chase exudes from digital platforms, as collectors openly share their excitement and tips on how to identify likely era coins, ultimately leading to a greater awareness that has only increased the desirability and values surrounding key coins like the 1989 P quarter dollar. As we observe trends within the coin collecting landscape, we can be sure that as interest continues to grow, so too will the stories surrounding pieces like the 1989 P. This creates an ever-expanding universe filled with tales of serendipity, historical significance, and, of course, the allure of monetary value that keeps enthusiasts coming back for more. The fascinating world of numismatics is a landscape in which passion meets obsession, urging collectors to continue their quests for elusive treasures while perpetuating stories interwoven into every piece of currency. When it comes to the 1989 P quarter dollar, it's more than merely a coin, allowing us to reflect upon the excitement derived from uncertainty, the anticipation, the thrill, and the reward when we encounter something truly unique. The intricate dance between design, production errors, cultural significance, and dynamic markets transforms this once humble quarter dollar into an object of fascination, demonstrating that the possibility for value extends far beyond its face value and deep into the realm of history and passion in the coin collecting community. Ultimately, the 1989 P quarter dollar stands as a shining example of how chance accidents in the production line can lead to financial success for collectors dedicated to uncovering the extraordinary potential that lies within everyday objects, transforming what appears to be mundane into something remarkable and story-filled, intertwining artistry, history, culture, and value in a single coin. This remarkable piece of minted history serves as a beacon for treasure hunters and collectors alike, a coin that encapsulates the notion that sometimes the most unexpected items hold the greatest possibilities, beckoning all to continue exploring the enchanting world of numismatics, forever seeking the next great discovery waiting just around the corner or perhaps lingering invisibly in a common change jar. With the enduring fascination surrounding the 1989 P quarter, the journey of uncovering these coins will likely lead to many more remarkable discoveries and ongoing exploration among numismatists, each new find contributing a chapter to the rich and evolving legacy that celebrates the enchanting and unpredictable art of coin collecting as an exciting game that constantly transcends the typical. Next, let's take an in-depth look at the fascinating story of the 1998 P quarter dollar, a seemingly innocuous piece of currency that has garnered immense value, currently valued at a staggering $445 million due to a series of errors and mistakes during its minting process that have captivated collectors and numismatic enthusiasts alike. At first glance, the idea that a simple quarter, minted for everyday transactions, could reach such astronomical figures might sound preposterous, yet within the realm of coin collecting, the particulars of minting errors can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. The journey of the 1998 P quarter begins at the Philadelphia Mint, where it was produced during a year of significant changes in the minting process and coin composition. In the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint was transitioning from traditional methods and materials, introducing new technology and techniques to enhance efficiency and production volume to meet the demands of a growing economy. Unfortunately, with heightened production comes an increased risk of errors, and in 1998, several such mistakes occurred, which would contribute significantly to the quarter's subsequent value. One of the most notable errors associated with the 1998 P-quarter dollar is their double die era. The double die effect occurs when a coin's die, which bears the design that is stamped onto the coin, receives a misalignment during the engraving process, resulting in a doubling of the design features when the coin is struck. In the case of the 1998 P-quarter, this manifests as a distinctive doubling effect primarily on the obverse side, specifically on George Washington's portrait and around the lettering that encircles the coin. For collectors, the presence of this error is a major attraction, as it creates an instantly recognizable anomaly that punctuates the coin's uniqueness and rarity. The charm of the 1998 P-quarter dollar is further amplified by the existence of the clad layer era, a phenomenon that occurs when there is a failure in the bonding of different metal layers that make up the coin. These coins often feature a visibly peeling clad layer, lending them an unusual appearance that collectors find enticing. Such errors are intriguing because they exemplify the complexity of modern coin manufacturing. They remind us that even in an age of advanced technology and stringent quality controls, imperfections can still slip through the cracks, creating pieces of currency that become highly desirable to enthusiasts. Coins with clad layer errors or the reduced detail from misaligned or worn dies are sought after for their distinctive anomalies. Collectors are often willing to plunk down substantial sums for these pieces, driven by the allure of owning a piece of history with its own unique narrative. It's equally important to consider the role of rarity in establishing the value of the 1998 P-quarter dollar. Although many of these coins were minted, very few are believed to display the aforementioned errors, making those few that do even more valuable. As these coins have circulated and been subjected to the rigors of everyday use, many have suffered from wear and tear that further diminishes their numbers in circulation today, creating an increased demand for the intact specimens that remain. In the world of numismatics, rarity is essential. Coins that are spotted less frequently or in excellent condition command better prices, and the 1998 P-quarter is no exception. The realization that certain coins from this year may not have survived in higher quantities lends directly to their value in the marketplace. As more collectors express interest in building collections surrounding key era coins, the prices continue to rise, culminating in the remarkable valuation we see today. The overarching narrative of era coins like the 1998 P-quarter is also bolstered by community engagement, which is increasingly visible through modern technology. Coin collecting, once a pursuit confined to a niche market, has blossomed into a burgeoning online community. Social media platforms, specialized websites, and YouTube channels dedicated to numismatics have democratized access to information, allowing enthusiasts to share insights, showcase their finds, discuss various eras, and connect with each other in ways previously unimaginable. The excitement surrounding the 1998 P-quarter has generated significant buzz among collectors, leading to discussions in forums, showcasing extraordinary finds and helping enthusiasts to hone their skills in identifying high-value coins. Online auctions and marketplaces have allowed for more transparent buying and selling practices, propelling bidding wars that can elevate the prices of key era coins to new heights. The ongoing exchange of ideas enhances the communal spirit of collecting, as enthusiasts share tips on identifying errors, discuss trends, and advise each other on the best practices to ensure the greatest success in finding valuable pieces. This new wave of connectiveness continues to sustain interest in era coins, including the iconic 1998 P-quarter, as collectors browse through their spare change in hopes of discovering potential treasures. The excitement of searching for potentially valuable coins has resulted in an uptick of participation in the hobby. Individuals who may have never considered coin collecting are now exploring their options, encouraged by stories of incredible finds and profitable investments. This influx of new collectors and investors adds another layer of complexity and intrigue surrounding the market for era coins, drawing attention to pieces like the 1998 P-quarter on an even broader scale. Beyond the details of the specific eras that contribute to the coin's worth, the cultural impact of the 1998 P-quarter is also worth mentioning. As collectors engage with the story of era coins and the narratives that underpin them, they discover the fascinating relationship between coinage and our economic history, revealing nuances about societal trends, historical events, and even changes in technology within the realm of currency production. Coin collecting often transcends mere monetary values, embarking upon a quest for understanding that delves into cultural significance, the evolution of money over time, and the ways in which tangible artifacts of society can serve as conduits for history. The journey of the 1998 P-quarter dollar from the minting process to becoming an incredibly valuable collectible is filled with layers of stories that keep collectors fascinated and invested in uncovering the extraordinary variations and tales that coins like this hold. Additionally, as collectors and investors zero in on era coins, we begin to see changes in how dealers assess and price them. The appreciation for unique details, the quirks and anomalies that characterize the 1998 P-quarter, has given rise to specialized markets among dealers who offer extensive expertise into era coins based on their historical significance, rarity, and condition. This expertise becomes indispensable for collectors, as understanding the nuances of different eras, grades, and potential value trajectories can directly impact their investment decisions. As prices continue to evolve and era coins gain prominence, dealers are likely to cultivate relationships with collectors that can benefit all parties involved, forming communities where knowledge and resources for successful collecting are shared. Furthermore, the upward trajectory in values for the 1998 P-quarter dollar serves as an enticing example of how specific coins can radically change an individual's financial outlook. For collectors who initially acquire these coins at face value, the potential for profit is astronomical given the substantial premium that some can fetch on the market. This financial incentive encourages collectors to remain vigilant and proactive in their searches for otherwise overlooked treasures, rewarding their patience and dedication to the art of numismatics. The allure of discovering another rare piece or a new era further ignites the passion for collecting, potentially turning participants into experts who can spot subtle signs of value in coins. Ultimately, the coin becomes an actionable investment, weaving into the tapestry of both personal finance and collectors' stories as they navigate their journeys through discovery and connection. A cornerstone of the value surrounding the 1998 P-quarter dollar remains rooted in how collectors and investors perceive its significance. This sense of value transcends traditional understandings of currency as mere metal or paper. The collective narrative surrounding era coins elucidates the passion found in the pursuit of the unexpected, as each coin transformed through chance imprints a unique history that draws interested parties deeper into the unfolding story. As more collectors and enthusiasts come together in search of the 1998 P-quarter and others like it, the passion surrounding this increasingly valuable coin continues to grow, solidifying its position within the annals of numismatic history and fostering an enduring culture driven by exploration, excitement, and community connection. Each dollar raised through passionate investment not only helps sustain the numismatic market but also promotes the exchange of knowledge and experience, ensuring that future generations of collectors will find joy in the stories and treasures awaiting their discovery in wallets, pocket change, and legacy collections. As we continue our journey through the evolution of the 1998 P-quarter dollar and its astounding valuation, we encourage all who engage with this enchanting world to remain inquisitive and curious, enabling the stories of all coins, mundane and extraordinary alike, to be shared and celebrated in the unfolding narrative of numismatics that connects us all.